Hey everyone, welcome back to Anu Talk Show. How are you doing? If you are watching this in the replay, let us know, drop the city you are in so I know where you are watching it from. So today I actually want to talk to you about the reason why your content is not getting you more clients, the reason why your content is giving you here and there clients, and what you can do in order to get more clients from your Instagram. And it's not what you think, it has nothing to do with algorithm, nothing to do with, hi, Iona, how are you doing? So it has nothing to do with the algorithm or how to go viral or how many followers you have or how often you post. The current reason why your content is not converting is because you are not reducing the perceived risk publicly in your content. And most of the time, your content is only talking to one type of buyer while you are completely ignoring the other two that you need to start addressing in order to convert more clients with your Instagram right now. So, if that sounds like this is happening in your business, drop it in the comments so I know how to actually help you to convert more clients and sign more clients in your coaching offer. So by the end of this live episode, you are going to understand exactly what I mean, and you are going to look at your content completely differently as a woman of color coach expert. So stay with me. So let me tell you how I figured this out. So when I started my coaching business, I was posting from my comfort room in Germany. I had an accent. I'm a South Asian woman. I had no audience, no funnels, no website, and I was just a woman of color coach with a laptop and a message and a big dream of going full time in my business. Fast forward to 2026, I'm full time in my business and I have figured out how to sign clients globally using Instagram, using social media. So I was doing what most of you are doing right now, posting helpful content, staying consistent, showing up consistently. And I was actually wondering, okay, I was doing those two stuff. So why is no one buying, or why is not consistent clients actually coming booking calls, right? Then I learned something that literally changed everything because my content, I was consistent as a business owner and as a coach, but my content was only educating people, right? It was educating them. I was a great inspiration, great motivation, but it was not making them feel safe enough to buy. So every post proved that I was smart. I'm the smartest woman in the room, but none of those posts answered the questions my audience had in their mind, right? Like they had questions like, is this safe for me to invest in this right now? Will this actually work for me? So, if you have an accent, you have a story, you are having a background, that is not a weakness, okay? Your brand can actually help you to sign more clients. But your content needs to do more than just proving that you are smart, okay? I want to tell you, being smart is not enough to sign consistent clients. So let me help you to leverage how smart you are, turn it into a content that will help you to convert consistently, right? So let me describe what I see, what is actually happening with women of color coaches like you right now. So in 2026, I'm pretty sure you are in business for more than 2 years, right? So posting content regularly feels for you very safe. It feels for you like a non-negotiable, like it's like, okay, duh, I have to post consistently to stay consistent or to stay full-time in my business. Reels, carousel stories, you are following what is trending right now and you are showing up, but your DMs, they are quiet, or you are getting DMs but they are not moving forward. they are not moving forward to book a call, or they are not moving forward to actually close them. You are getting likes, maybe saves, but no one is actually reaching out, or no one is clicking the link in your bio to book, like, to work with you. So you've got certifications, they are hanging on the wall, lots of degrees, years of experience, but your bank account does not reflect any of that. Maybe you are already a full time business owner, or you desire to quit your 9 to 5 job. Obviously, you want to save enough money to do that, but you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, means you don't know how to increase your savings account with actually making more sales in your business. So maybe you are also undercharging right now and over delivering for your clients because you feel like you still need to prove your worth. Is that right? And here is the part that really stings for you right now. Maybe you watch other coaches, sometimes coaches with less experience than you. They joined the industry later than you, and they are signing clients, they are making daily sales. And you start to think, okay, maybe I'm not just good at it, or maybe my sales system is broken, or maybe I'm just not good at sales. I hear this all the time from women of color coaches, like literally all the time. And you know what actually comes into my mind? Women are the best in sales. We are literally the best in closing more sales, but you just didn't learn the skill yet in order to do that. So you are not bad at sales. You were never taught how to sell in a way that feels aligned with you, aligned with your mission, why you started, and who you are. No wonder that you hate sales. You love being a business owner, you love helping your clients, but if you cannot hate sales. You learned to actually do sales in a way that doesn't feel authentic and aligned with you. So we need to change that. So here is what I want you to really hear from this episode is the gap is not between you and your competition. The gap is between the value you deliver and the way your content is communicating the value. This is the gap because your content is not reducing the risk in your prospects' minds. Write this down. If people are watching your stories, they are watching your live, they are saving your posts, but they are not booking a call, or they are booking a call, but they are giving you objections, that means your content is not reducing the risk in your prospect's mind. And until you do it, until your content do it, they will keep scrolling, they will save your post, but not do that action necessary in order for you to close the deal. So you don't have a talent problem, you don't have a coaching problem, you don't have a um, an offer problem. You literally like the problem currently is in your content by not reducing the perceived risk. Okay, so I actually want to give you a framework that will help you to understand the principle behind it. The principle behind how to use your Instagram to convert more high ticket clients in your offer. So let me know in the comments, what type of offer do you have? Are you selling one on one? Are you selling a group? Are you selling mastermind? Or are you doing a mixture of all three? Are you running a course? Are you having a membership? What type of business model do you have right now? So, so the principle behind converting more and signing more clients in your offer is people do not buy coaching when they feel inspired. They buy coaching when they feel safe. So your content's only job is to reduce the perceived risk of working with you. That's it. So think about it from your prospect's perspective, right? Your prospect is thinking about investing three, five, $10,000 because your offer is solving an essential problem. An essential problem is the problem is like food and water. You, as a human being, we cannot live without food and water. And this should also be reflected back from your offer. It should be like, okay, it's so essential. If I don't solve that problem, I might even have more problems, right? So your people, if they see this offer is solving an essential offer, they want to pay you. They want to pay you. They are not thinking about, oh my god, this is too expensive. They just want to solve that problem, right? But maybe this person is the first person in the family to do something like this, right? That means that money for this person means something different. Risking and making a decision is something different for this person. So when this person looks at your content, she's not asking like, is this coach smart? Do they have like a lot of certification and degrees? Like they are asking so much deeper questions that you are not addressing right now. This person is asking, will this work for someone like me? Has she actually helped someone in my situation? Right? Like, what if I invest and it does not work? What if I am the exception? Right? What if I fail and I have wasted money that actually my family needed? Do you see the deeper level of question your prospect is having in their mind? That is perceived risk. And if your content does not actively, proactively, and consistently answering those questions, this person will never reach out to you. No matter how much value you give in your coaching, no matter if you help this person within 7 days to solve the problem or within 30 days, no matter how many followers you have, you will always struggle to convert the content into paid clients, because your content's job is not to make you famous, right? It's there for you as a coach to help you to address objections, reduce the perceived risk, and help your prospect to make a buying decision. That's the only job of your content. If you are a coach, you are an expert, and you are using social media to sign clients. So, what does risk reducing content actually look like? It actually looks like, first place, like client results and specific outcomes. So we go back to what we talked about before, having a program promise that is so specific enough that someone who reads that feels so talked to, and they feel like, oh my god, this is the problem I have. Not just testimonial that is saying you are amazing, but literally having client um, calls or client where they are raving about you, and even that client testimonial is addressing objections, right? Or your content should address objections before your prospect has to voice them. That is the best content you can create, because as a coach, you are the best friend. You have to think your prospect as a best friend, and your best friend knows about you like the back of the hand, right? And this is what you need to do, or what you need to have cultivated as a coach. You need to know about your prospect, about your client, like a best friend. So your content should address objections before your prospect has to voice them. It looks like naming whatever they are going through out loud, so this person feels seen watching your content. Or you also need to start showing how different your process is, so that they can actually see, okay, this process is different from another person, like your competitor. So every time you post, okay, and you do not address the risk, you do not address what the costs are staying at that problem, you are just adding more noise in the industry. Yeah, you are proving that you are smart, that you are the smartest person in the room, but proving that you are smart does not close clients. I want you to write this down. Being smart is not enough for you to sign consistent clients and scale this business to six figures and beyond. Okay? Do you have any questions about perceived risk? Do you have any questions about messaging? Because this is like, content alone is not enough if the messaging is not talking to your prospects risk, what they have in their mind. So I want you to go to the last post that you have posted, okay? And answer this question. Does this post answer a fear, a doubt, whatever they are going through, or an objection that your prospect is having in their mind? Like the post, does it actually show proof that your process works, that you are the perfect coach for this person right now? And does this actually make saying yes for the prospect less risky, right, than staying stuck? So I'm talking to you if you are a woman of color coach, you have 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, $20,000 coaching offer. Okay, this is for you if you are selling in 2026 a high ticket offer and you want to sign more clients in your one-on-one coaching, in your group coaching, in your mastermind, which is high ticket. So now we talked about reducing perceived risk. Okay. Now, let me help you to understand another principle that you need in order to create content that will convert more clients for you. So, every single person following you is one of the three stages. Okay. There are three different buyer stages your ideal clients are going through: one, two, three. They have to be at three in order to say yes to your offer. Okay. So we call it awareness, consideration, and decision phase. So your content needs to speak to all of these three stages over and over and over again. It's like a cycle. A lot of women of color coaches, they do the mistake that they only talk in one cycle and they think that one cycle alone is enough to convert the clients who are following them, because each stage has completely different type of perceived risk. Again, each stage has a completely different type of perceived risk. So let's talk about stage one, awareness. And I actually want to go roughly about this, but if you have any questions about that, let me know so I can help you. I can help you with your Instagram, with your posts, what you are posting, and what you need to change in order to sign your next client in the next 7 days. So, stage one is awareness. This is the person who does not even know what the real problem is that she's having. So, they doesn't know about the real problem yet. This person knows something is off. Let's say this person is posting, she's working hard, she's hustling, but the clients are not coming consistently. And she thinks the problem might be algorithm, might be her niche, might be her program promise, but she's not very sure of it. So the perceived risk at that stage is not about your offer, right? Because she doesn't even know your offer exists yet, right? So the risk is attention, because she's asking, is this person worth my time? Does this person understand my word? Should I keep watching? That's actually the perceived risk, because there are so many other people as well. This person is asking, should I keep watching or should I keep going? So this is where most coaches actually do well. It's educational content, it's the how-to posts, it's like keep this person engaged and grab their attention. But then these coaches are doing the mistake, they are stopping at that stage. If all of your content is at awareness stage content, you are building an audience of people who think you are smart, who think you are inspiring them, who think you know, and they are saving your posts, but they never feel compelled enough to buy. They never felt compelled enough to book a call with you. They never feel compelled enough to start a conversation with you in the DMs. So you are now cultivating a brand, right, with your free resources. And then you are questioning why is no one buying you, because with your content you are building an audience who want to consume your free stuff. So that's why you have more saves. So awareness content reduces one type of risk. It just proves that you are credible. It proves your credibility. But credibility alone Being smart alone does not create clients. Okay, it just creates more followers. Maybe you have 10K followers, but if you're not even making money in your bank account, it does not matter. If you are a coach, you are an expert, you are leveraging your expertise. So, you, with that content alone, it creates followers who consume more, who saves more of your posts, but they never convert. They never pay you $3,000 to solve their problem. They never pay you 5,000, 10,000 for your one-on-one coaching. So if every post you make is educational, you are not selling. You are teaching for free, and your audience will treat you like that. So, question for you: are you only creating awareness content right now? Do you have this feeling you are posting, and no one is buying, or less people are buying? Then you have to actually look at this and see, like, okay, what's the mistake I'm doing in my content? You are the reason, your content is the reason why the audience is treating you the way they are treating you. So let's go to stage 2, which is the consideration phase. This is where the prospect is like, they already know that they have a problem, right? This person knows that the content is not converting. This person knows she needs help with sales and messaging, and she's now looking at her options, right? She's maybe like watching me, watching other competitors, and 3 other people. Like, this is where the perceived risk at this second stage is comparison. So this person is asking, like, is this the right coach for me specifically? Is this approach different from everyone else? Is this the approach I want to apply in my business? Does this person understand my specific situation as a woman of color coach, as a first gen entrepreneur, as someone who has tried other things but it did not work? That's a different perceived risk at that stage. And this is where most coaches suddenly completely disappear and stop actually handling those perceived risks, right? They have a plenty of awareness content, right, in the first step, but zero consideration content. This is, they never talk about what makes their approach different. They never actually publicly share their perspective. They never actually share their actual methodology, or never name the specific person they serve, like, because the program promise is again too generic, too vague, and the specific problem is not essential enough. Okay, so the consideration content here is the content that will separate you from every other coach in the industry. And this is your perspective. So I want you to be honest and ask yourself, are you really sharing your unique perspective? Even if it is going against the grain, even if you know that it will trigger a few people in the industry, are you still sharing that? Because your perspective is the biggest reason why you are building your personal brand and why someone will choose you over the next person. It's literally your perspective. The perspective around the offer, how you solve that, the perspective around the value, what you carry as a person and as a business owner. So, your unique framework, your unique methodology, the different concepts you have created by solving that problem that you are now helping someone else to do, that is why someone would choose you. Your story, your background, why you do this work differently, and why your process works differently or specifically for your ideal client. For me, for example, how my process works differently, especially for women of color coaches, expert coaches who are overqualified and underpaid. That's a different type of perspective I have than someone else in my industry. So if you skip the stage, right, your prospect, they will never move from watching you to considering, oh, I should actually apply. So you are training your audience right now to stay stuck in that comparison mode forever, because you are not giving them the reason to choose you. Or because you are not solving this perceived risk in your content right now, this person, your prospect, is choosing someone else because the someone else, the competitor, is solving that in their content publicly. Because yeah, I understand this as a woman of color expert coach. This is a stage, it is uncomfortable because it will make you visible. And when you are visible and you are sharing your perspective, all these other stuff are coming to the surface. You have to deal with rejection. You have to deal with, what if I get judged? I mean, what if people, I don't know, tell me I'm bad or something else? Like, this is what we actually coach you inside Leverage 20. Because just telling a woman of color expert coach, just go live and share your perspective, it's not that simple when you have stuff inside of you that told you for years not to share your opinions. And now, as a business owner, you have to share it boldly. It will trigger so many stuff inside of you where you don't even want to share that. And I love coaching more women of color coaches and experts inside Leverage 20 because I love that. Um, it's not just me saying just go live, it's literally coaching them through those discomfort to get the growth, to see the growth they are actually looking for. That was stage 2. Okay, let us go to stage 3, which is the decision phase. This is where the prospect is already sold on you. Okay, they are already sold. Your content is doing the heavy lifting for you because this person, this prospect is watching you. This prospect, sorry, knows your approach, they knows your concepts, and this prospect believes you can help her. And but they didn't bought yet. Okay? And here is why. In that stage, in stage 3, the perceived risk, okay, is the most personal one. And as a coach, you are a few steps ahead, means you are not thinking like your prospect anymore. So going into their shoes and thinking like your prospect will be very tough for you. Because in this stage, the perceived risk is like where they are asking themselves, what if I invest and it does not work for me? Are there consequences if I am wrong? Can I actually justify this to myself and my family? And so many more questions that has nothing to do with you anymore, nothing to do with your approach anymore, nothing to do with your value or the values you share anymore. Stage 3 is completely personal about the prospect. So this is where we need more proof from you, from your clients. Specific, tangible proof, not just a testimonial that says that you are an amazing coach, but more like a case study that shows a woman, a prospect just like this person, same background, same struggles, how they actually went through the process but still got that specific result that you are promising with your program promise. So the decision stage here, content, also means like talking about your offer, like, right, like over and over again, not once a week, not when you are in a launch, not like buried in a carousel, but every single day you should talk about your offer. You should actually create content that tells your people what you are doing, what you do, who it's for, what the result is, what your program promises, and how to take the next steps. So here is the part that no one wants to actually hear. If you are charging over $3,000, this your prospect is not going to just see a post and send you the money. A lot of people think that, and that's why they go away from having conversations and they start to sell in sales pages. But I still believe conversion happens through conversation, especially in 2026, in this trust recession. What is happening? Your prospects, they need to talk to you, they need to have a conversation. And that means your content needs to start or make starting the conversation feel safe, easy, and the non-negotiable next step for them. Do you have any questions about the 3 stages? Let me know. And this is an audit I would recommend you to do as an expert coach, is look at your last 20 posts right now. How many of those content is speaking to awareness stage? How many of them are talking to the consideration phase? How many of them are talking in the decision phase? If you are, or if 90% of your content is in stage one, you have just found the reason why you are not signing clients. Why are people booking a call but giving you objections? Why are people ghosting you in the DMs? You need to do an audit. You need to do an audit. Okay. Now let's actually put this all together in order to help you how to to sign more clients through Instagram, or how to convert more clients. Um, I call it the client conversion, and you can think it like a triangle. Okay, it's a triangle, and there are three things you need in order to sign and not convert more clients. My voice is breaking because I'm talking so much. So, if you now understand the perceived risk and the different buyer stages that there are before someone gives you $5,000 for your offer, I want you to see this client conversion through a different lens. The number one thing you need is obviously, yes, you need content. Okay. So, content on your Instagram, but not just any content. You need content that targets all three buyer stages over and over again and actively reduces perceived risk at each stage. And if you do it over and over again, okay, this is how you will start signing daily sales. You don't have to do complicated launches. You don't need to do and have webinars or funnels. When you do this cycle, what I teached you previously with reducing risk, this is how you will start signing daily clients in your offer. So use your voice, use video. I always recommended my clients start using your voice with video. It's the most powerful tool that you can use to build your personal brand right now. In 2026, we need confirmation that you are real. There is AI rising and so many AI thingy happening, okay? But that does not mean that people won't work with you. You have to start showing up on video in order for them to actually reduce the received risk and show them that you are a human being. Okay. And I always tell this, as long as people are on this earth, coaching is always needed. So don't skip this step. When you are creating content, I don't believe carousel showing photo is enough anymore. I don't believe that. I never believed that. Showing your voice, showing your face, showing your energy, showing who you are, showing how you deal stuff, that is what will get you more clients. Clients who will start becoming raving fans, refer you. And also, this will help you to convert more cold leads into clients way sooner. This is how you will shorten the sales cycle. Number two is actually every single piece of content that you are posting needs to have a mission. And that's what we call context. Because every touch point on your profile needs to make sense for someone when they are landing on your page for the first time, what they should do next. So let me ask you this. Is your Instagram bio clearly saying who the specific person is that you are helping and what the specific promise is that you are delivering? Do you have a link where someone can book a call? Or do you have a link with multiple links? I recommend you, if the number one goal you have is to sign and convert clients right now, only have one link. And is every single content that you're posting ending with a clear next step? If the answer is no, you are creating a risk instead of reducing it. Okay, because if someone lands on your page, okay, and they feel something, they are interested, but then they have no idea what to do next, they will leave. Again, we are in an area where we need to capture attention. How are you capturing attention? Are you actually adding to grab that attention, or are you actually destroying that attention right now? Because the moment confusion is happening in your prospects' minds of what to do next, you are creating risk in their mind. And that is killing your conversion right now. So, content is risk reduction for the buyer who's already interested. So, it moves friction, it makes the next step obvious, and it helps your profile to look professional and to be a place where someone can get help, not just to consume free content. So ask yourself, what are you doing to increase your conversion? Are you doing something actively to reduce that or to have a higher conversion? The number 3 is that changes everything. And this is what also most women of color coaches are avoiding. When you charge high ticket, okay, people need to talk to you before they buy. And they want to talk to you in the DMs. They need a personal connection before they say yes. So every conversation you have is an opportunity to reduce the final layer of perceived risk, a personal one, right? The prospect in your DMs, they are most likely in stage 3, okay? So this person is almost there to say yes to your offer, to say yes to their own, um, what's the word? The goal they have, right? You showed them with your content the possibilities and you helped them to believe in the possibilities again. So this prospect is almost there to say yes to your 5K offer. They just need to feel safe, okay? And what's the fastest way to help someone to feel safe? It's having a human conversations where you listen. Sales is all about listening, where you understand the specific situation and show her that your process is the best, is built for someone like her. And why are you actually avoiding conversations? That's another topic we should actually talk about, because all of you, you need to have conversation, but the real question is, are you having conversations right now? So now I need to challenge something you probably believe. And this is where most coaches think, like, if I post more helpful content, eventually people will buy, right? That is actually not true. Helpful content only reduces one type of risk, how we talked about before. It proves your credibility, it proves the certification that are hanging on the wall, but it does nothing for the woman or for the prospect who already believes you are credible and is now wondering whether your process will work for this prospect specifically. Okay, so again, you don't have an offer problem. You don't have a I'm smart problem. You are smart. You have a messaging problem. Okay, and you could have 500 followers and sign 3 clients this month if your messaging reduces risk at all 3 stages and you were having the right conversations with the right prospect who are qualified. Do you have any questions right now about content? Because more content does not mean more clients, okay? You need content that beats like all these perceived risk in order to become the industry choice, in order to become seen in your industry. You don't need more funnels. You don't need to pay for paid ads. If your messaging is not working, you are just burning more money by doing paid ads. Okay? Always figure out your messaging. Always figure out your messaging before you do paid ads. I had someone, she was like, yeah, I'm not sure if I should actually pay for a coach or pay for paid ads. And she was in the beginning, means messaging was all over the place and her content was not actually reducing perceived risk. I told her paid ads won't help you. Paid ads buys attention, but if your whole Instagram is bullshit, it's not actually having identity based messaging, it's not reducing the risk your prospects is having. You are simply giving money for Facebook, but you are expecting to convert clients, but your whole Instagram is not designed for more clients. So always fix your messaging, always fix that. This is mind blowing. Thank you so much, Iona. Thank you so much. I know this is something not a lot of people know about. Like they think more content means more clients or more Consistency means I show that I am worthy or I am credible enough, but no one cares about that. Everyone has only one thing. They think I'm a special snowflake. I have special problems. Can you help me with that? And they have so much risk in their mind. It's obvious, like 3K is it's a huge investment, right? And how can we as the coach help someone to reduce the risk so that they can actually have their dream life, that they can actually start to believe in the possibilities again as a coach, right? And is your whole business is about belief transfer. You are helping the belief that you have, you are transferring it to your prospects so that they start to believe in themselves again and in their dream life, right? For example, I remember before I invested in my coach, I was literally in the bathroom crying and not knowing if I would ever figure out if I can do this. And if I didn't meet my business coach back then, I wouldn't be here still full time, making more than six figures and helping other people um, to solve this problem what they have in their business. So the women I coach, they are the smartest, the smartest woman in the room. They are the most educated, most qualified people in the room. They have master's degrees, PhDs. They come from households where education was the number one tool for survival. So I'm an immigrant daughter, and for us, the education was number one thing. So the idea that they need more credentials before they can charge high ticket, that's a lie. Okay, you need to start learning how to communicate the value that you deliver behind doors. How can you learn to communicate that value publicly so that the prospect feels safe to say yes for your high ticket offer? Any questions going on? Okay, again, selling is belief transfer. When you believe in your offer so much, okay, holding it back from the people who need it the most is really a disservice what you do. That is something I believe. If you believe in your offer and you know you can transform someone's life in the next 7, 30, 60 days and you are not selling it, you are doing a disservice as a coach. So when you only post content in the stage awareness stage because decision content feels scary, which is normal, which is okay, you are actually increasing the perceived risk for your prospect because this prospect never gets the information to say yes to your offer, to say yes to the possibility what's possible for them. So the courage to sell is the courage to create decision stage content, which is uncomfortable as a woman of color expert coach, but you got this. You need coaching, you need support, you need feedback in order to do it over and over and over again. That's how you create an ecosystem with your content so that new prospects are coming, they are consuming the content, they get ready, they book a call. That is an ecosystem you are creating with your content. This is what we teach inside Leverage 20 because I want to help you to build a business that is more marketing focused and not so sales focused. So we don't do cold calls, we don't do cold DMs. It's not really like sales focused. Yes, we teach selling, but in a point where you are reinventing sales for yourself, where it feels aligned for you, where it feels like, yeah, this is the authentic version of me, how I run my business, and I want to do it in this way. But when your content is doing this whole sales psychology, you are creating prospects who are consuming your content on their own and they start to come to you. You show results, you sell your offer daily, you talk about money, you are actually selling in every single post your content. In every single post, you are selling your offer. So you have to be sold on yourself first. You have to do it scared and you do it anyway. That is what entrepreneurship is. That is what entrepreneurship is. Yes, yes, belief transfer is the number one thing in your business. As a coach, as a consultant, as an expert, the number one thing is belief transfer. So, if you are ready, okay, if you are ready to create this evergreen ecosystem in your content where prospects are coming in your profile, they consume your content on their own and they start to book a call with you, already being sold on what you do, I want you to DM me Leverage so we can talk about how I can help you inside my program Leverage 20. This is exactly what we do inside Leverage 20. I help women of color coaches, experts to communicate their value clearly with their content so that selling becomes like natural, right? Selling becomes confident. Selling becomes, yeah, this is the natural next step for my prospect to do in order to get the results I can actually help them. This is how you will build a sustainable, a profitable coaching business without those complicated funnels, without those constant hustle. So I I say no to complication. Like if someone tells me you have to do complicated funnels, I choose I choose another route. I choose simplicity because I know simplicity will scale your business way faster. So if you are a coach, you're an expert, you are talented, you're educated, you already worked with clients and you want to sign consistent clients with implementing this content ecosystem in your business as well, and you are committed to transfer at least 50 more clients this year to the transformation you promise, DM me. Don't wait. Let's talk. Let's talk what is actually the gap in your business right now. What do you need in order to transform at least 50 clients? And then we can actually go from there. I just want to help you and see you where the gap is in your business. So, with that being said, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here and interacting with me. If you don't have any questions, I will see you in the next episode. Bye.